Hello everybody, this is Ch.1 and welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Alright, so in this video we're going to be finding more about our henchmen's stories, so let's start with Sharwyn here.
I suspected you'd show up here soon. I'm glad to see I was right. So, shall we join up once more?
Yep. Alright. Yep, once you do that, all you have to do is talk to her.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Talk about what, Kel? I'd like to know more about you. You'd like to know more about me, would you? Alright, Kel, I'm game for a little chit-chat. I want to ask you something first, however. Why are you on this mission of yours? Why work for Erebeth at all? Did she bat her pretty elven eyelashes at you, or is there some other force at work here that I'm unaware of? I cannot idly stand by while people suffer and die. I suppose that is a fair motivation. I feel the same, to tell the truth, although I desire more out of all of this than just mere success. I desire fame above all else. I want to walk the path that others haven't, to make my own legend rather than recount others. I want to be thrilled and awed by my life, and when I look back on it, to regret nothing. This may seem shallow to you. I have my reasons, however, and I ask no one's approval. What do you think then, Kel? Do I have a chance at those things traveling with you? Absolutely, Charwan. Stick with me and you'll be famous. Promises, promises. I'll admit that there's something about your future that holds great possibility, however. We'll see where it leads. Far better to make the attempt, I think. Far better even to perform great deeds and remain unknown than to not even try at all. I know where the normal path leads, believe me. The path of the expected, the path that everyone else wants you to lead. Down that path lies oblivion. Oblivion? What are you talking about? Death, Kel, or as good as it, anyway. There are many ways to die that don't leave a corpse. If you wish, I'll tell you a tale sometime about my family and how I became what I am today. You'll probably be bored to tears, as I'm certainly not the stuff of legends yet, but it's up to you. Tell me now. No, I'm not in the mood to tell you that tale just yet, or of legends and fairy tales, certainly, but I only tell stories about myself when I'm ready. I'm sure there's plenty to keep us busy, correct? Lead on, Kel. Alright, so yeah, that's the beginning of her, of Sharwyn's tale, so she'll continue on, I guess, after 2 levels here and then. Anyways, so talk to Linu.
I hoped that you would return, so I waited here. I've hardly damaged anything since you left. I thought you'd be proud. May I join with you once more, my friend?
Yes. Alright. Yeah, start hers.
Hey there, dear. What can I do for you?
I just want to talk for a while. I love chatting with you, but don't you think we should focus on your mission right now? If we're going to be working together, I'd like to know more about you. I guess that is understandable. I have been away from my home and friends for a long time now. I would like to get to know you too. Alright, Kel, what questions do you have for me? Why did you leave your homeland? You don't start with the easy questions, do you? That is a bit of a difficult question to answer, but I will do my best. I had worked in the Temple of the Full Moon in Everesca for about 6 years before I left my home. I loved the peacefulness of the temple. But even there, accidents and tricks of fate made life difficult. It wasn't usually anything big, just me in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know why, but I just didn't have any luck. Well, bad luck happens to all of us at one time or other. It's not always bad luck, though. Sometimes I can be a little gullible. That's what got me into trouble and sent away from Everesca. I was collecting tithes one day when a heavily cloaked figure came begging at the temple. He looked like a starving child, so I took him inside the inner sanctum to get him some food, and when I came back, he was gone. There was also something else missing, something very precious to the church. What did the thief steal? Please forgive me, Kel. I can't talk no more about this. We don't know each other well, and I can't share my most embarrassing moment with a stranger. Oh, Linu, I want to hear what you had to say. Please, Kel, I should not have said so much. We will talk more about this later, but not now. Alright, I'll hold her to that promise. Alright, Grimgnaw's next.
I have been waiting for you. I suspected you would return. Do you need me to join with you once more?
Yep. Alrighty, let's hear his.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Conversation is one way to pass the time until the Silent Lord comes to claim us. What do you wish to speak about? If you're going to be my henchman, I'd like to know more about you. I would ask, Kel, that you tell me more about yourself first. I am eager to know what type of man I have allied myself with. Why do you serve this plague-ravaged city? What possesses you to venture out into the streets amidst the bloated, swollen corpses and the burning funeral pyres? I have seen too much death and suffering from the plague to stand idly by. What the plague brings upon the people of the city cannot truly be called death. There is no final release for the victims of this illness into the waiting grasp of the Silent Lord. True death, the ultimate end of existence, is the one perfect absolute in a flawed world of uncertainty. The Order of the Long Death understands this. Tell me more about the Order of the Long Death, Grimgnaw. We bring pain, torment, and anguish to the denizens of this world to prepare them for the release of death. We spread devastation, we seek to tear down, to obliterate, and to destroy. The monks of my order bow down to death, Kel. We may swear allegiance to another, but only as it serves the will of the Silent Lord. So the Silent Lord is the god of your order, the god your order worships? My order does not bow before any god. We worship death itself. In all its incarnations, gods are transient. Even a god may die. Baal, Bane, Sirik. But death itself is always present. The Silent Lord is the name we give to the concept, the very essence of death. We all serve death in one way or another. Kel, it was only after I left Mithril Hall to join the Order that I truly came to understand this. Mithril Hall? Is that where you come from originally? I spent several years at Mithril Hall in the service of Bruenor Battlehammer before I joined the Order of the Long Death. But there was no place for me among the clans at Mithril Hall. I was shunned and reviled by my own kind. Shunned? What do you mean? This is not the time to speak of this, Kel. Let us return to our mission. The Silent Lord's hunger will not be sated by mere words. Alright, so yep, that's as much as Grimgnaw is gonna give us. So, next up is... I'm actually gonna take Boddyknock instead of Dalen, because Boddyknock's story is pretty lengthy, so yeah, this will probably be the last one of the video, and then, yeah.
You're back, so you must need something. The most logical assumption is that you want me to join up with you again, correct?
Yep. Alrighty. Alright, let's start talking to Boddyknock.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. I am a staunch proponent of the free exchange of ideas, Kel. What is it you wish to know? If you're going to be my henchman, I'd like to know more about you. Your request is completely logical, Kel, and I will be happy to answer your inquiries. However, as you might expect, I have some questions of my own. Why are you here, Kel? What events are the underlying basis of your service to Erebeth in the city of Neverwinter? I have seen too much death and suffering from the plague to stand idly by. Compassion is an admirable trait, Kel, though I must confess my own motivations when I came here were quite different. When I heard about the plague, I was flushed with a thrill of scientific discovery. I thought that if I applied the principles of observation and experimentation, I could discover a cure for the plague. It was only after I arrived that I realized how wrong my preconceived notions were. I suppose the need to learn this lesson was one of the reasons my mentor insisted on sending me out from Lanton. Your mentor? I am a sorcerer. I have the ability to unleash powerful and dangerous forces. I would have been foolish to undertake this career path without seeking the guidance of one more experienced than I. However, sorcerers and wizards are not common in Lanton. We prefer to find a scientific solution to problems whenever possible, rather than relying on magic. At last I managed to locate another who could train me in the arcane arts, a human sorcerer named Profero, who lived in a secluded tower on the far side of the island. And he took you in? I admit that when I first arrived at Profero's tower, I did not receive a warm welcome, or rather, to be more accurate, I should say I received an overly warm welcome. Just as I reached Profero's tower, a large lizard popped out from behind a nearby bush. It was somewhat alarming. However, when the creature opened its jaws and belched forth a jet of flame, I became absolutely terrified. I fled back the way I had come, the fire drake's blasts of flame licking at my heels the entire way. As soon as I passed beyond the boundaries of Profero's land, the creature turned and disappeared back into the bushes. What did you do then? Once I had regained my wits, I realized that the fire drake served a dual purpose. It was a guardian for Profero's estate, but it also provided a challenge for any would-be apprentices who might wish to approach him. If I could find a way to best the creature, I was certain Profero would see my potential and accept me as an apprentice. The problem was how to get past the creature when my magic was barely capable of igniting a candle. I had to rely on my mind to solve the problem, so I began to analyze the facts as I knew them, and I realized the creature was nothing more than an illusion. An illusion? How'd you figure that out? I simply looked at the evidence. Fire drakes are not indigenous to my island, and the climate is hardly suitable for one to survive. Plus, I had noticed no burnt patches of grass or scorched bushes on the grounds. And the flames I felt licking at my heels had done no damage to my shoes and clothing. Armed with undeniable proof of the illusion, I marched up to the tower once again. When the lizard appeared, I simply ignored it. It charged straight at me, fire and smoke spewing from its jaws, but I held my ground, and in a split second before the beast bowled me over, it disappeared in a shower of light. The door to the tower swung open. I stepped in to see an old man in robes. He smiled at me and said, "Well done, Boddyknock. You have proven yourself worthy of being my student. I am Profero." What was it like as his apprentice? I'm sorry, Kel, but this isn't the most reasonable time to discuss this, is it? And after all, Neverwinter is in great peril. Ask me about this again later, Kel, and I will be happy to continue my tale, but for now we should focus on your mission for Lady Arabeth. And yep, there we go. That's all the time I have for this video, so in the next video I guess I'll finish up with Dalen's story. I'll meet Tommy Undergallows as well, and I'll be hiring him as my main henchman for a while, and hopefully I'll be able to make my way to the Peninsula District. Next time, this is Cyric 1983 signing off. Have a good one.